Hello there. My name is Ben Weinhagen. This is my game pitch for Project and Portfolio 5. Today I'll be telling you about an idea called Walled In, which is, of course, a working title. Walled In is a third-person platforming game where the player will use the platform development gun to create platforms to make their way out of sewer tunnels and up to the surface before they are swallowed up by the water. Currently, there are 3 different kinds of walls that the player will encounter. Each of these platforms is linked to a certain type of wall. The sticky platform is for the green slime-covered walls, the slippery platform is for the blue water walls, and the electric platform is for the electrified fences. Each platform will interact differently with the player. The sticky platform will increase the player's gravity so they cannot jump as high and will have to place their platforms closer together. The slippery platform will decrease the player's drag, so if they jump onto it with too much speed, they will slide off the other side and have to catch themselves by making another platform. The electric platform is only to be used after safe areas in a level. The player must place their platform when the wall isn't electrified, and they must jump on and leave the platform before it becomes electrified, otherwise they will be stunned and fall into the water. The only thing each of these platforms has in common is that they will fall into the water after 15 seconds. The player's decisions in Walled In are heavily impacted by the walls and their features. When a player fires the platform development gun at a wall, once the projectile impacts the wall, it will create a platform that will last for 15 seconds. The main features that we will have to focus on during development are making sure the collision between the walls and the spawning platforms is correct, and that the platform's orientation is correct. All platforms should remain level, and the player will need to decide how high they can place each platform so they can still get to them depending on what type of wall they are shooting against. The player will also have to decide which pathway they will take in the level. In a level of Walled In, a player will have at minimum 2 different paths that they can take. There's a safer yet longer path that will take more time to complete but can be completed fairly easily and with less of a challenge than the other path. Along with the safe path, there is a high-risk path. The high-risk path is about half as long as the safer path, but it adds more danger. Moving walls, larger gaps between the walls, the water fills in the area faster, etc. This high-risk path will put the player about 3/4 of the way up the tower that leads to the next level. The player will be up against 2 clocks as their antagonist. The first is the platform clock. The second is the rising water level within the tunnels. If the player isn't quick enough to escape, they will fall into the water. If this game were to be compared to other games that have been released, I would say this is a mix of Crash Bandicoot's main gameplay loop, running, jumping, dodging obstacles, and Fortnite's platform building, but with more restrictions on what platforms can be built and where the platforms can be built. For Walled In, the main risk that we will face is trying to keep the scope reasonable. Because this concept is rather simple and straightforward, it could easily evolve and grow beyond the scope that we want for delivery, and it would quickly get out of hand. For example, as of right now, there are no enemy creatures within this idea, but implementing them would not only add months of playtesting, development, and balancing, but it would also add time to try and figure out how the platforms would interact with them and how they would interact with the platforms. Like any other game, Walled In does come with risks, but with your help, these risks can be mitigated and Walled In can become a successful game. Thank you for listening to my pitch, and I hope you have a wonderful day.